if you have a 16 different developers on a team, I really hope you're not in one mob, because I'd be like, wow, that's really bad. So, we're talking about different things. We are always trying to remove friction in our development processes. Anything that slows us down, anything that gets in our way. However, if we're working on something big, really big, and we got 16 developers all working on it together, which is the situation Brett's in, very different from what John and Jeff have described, right? Those are very different situations. We're going to have multiple things in flight at the exact same time, and there's going to be multiple mobs working concurrently, and we're
Right.
going to be optimizing for making that work really, really well. So that's what I call multi-mobbing. Fast, I think, basically talks of fast agile. Paige, you could talk about that a little bit. But what I really was getting at was that there's this freedom to, choose where you're going to work. There's nobody who's even in that not a meeting saying, okay, Brett, you're going to work over here, and Jessica, you're going to work over there.
Yep.
Everyone's deciding where they want to work. And throughout the day, given this law of mobility, you can move around from mob to mob. You're not stuck in any particular mob. In fact, you might actually go off and do a little solo work. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen occasionally. And then you'll come back. Or maybe you're going and helping your wife or partner for something and coming back. So that law of mobility is incredibly valuable. But again, there's single mobs and there's multiple mobs, and depends on the size of your effort and how you're doing it. You'll always want to remove as much friction as possible.
Honestly, you're getting at the sort of the act of being agile or being lean or whatever, as opposed to saying you're agile and lean, right? You look at your context and you respond accordingly. Like, for example, a couple of weeks ago, we were starting to notice that mobs were conflicting. And so we said, hey, wait, let's all get together. Let's actually swarm for a little while. We actually spent about an hour. And just by the way, the meetings in the mornings, 10 to 15 minutes is long. So just for context, we coordinate by 10 minutes, but we got together. And then we actually looked at current challenges, and we talked about 3 different possible ideas. And then we tried to coordinate what are some enabling moves we can make into the code to allow us to continue, but also unblock each other. And so we came together, swarmed. We figured out how to parcel things up, because guess what? You're not going to break things down correctly. So that's why we work in small batches. Oh, we went in a bad direction. Get rid of that. So we got a little bit of feedback. We started conflicting. We coordinated, and then we separated. And it actually was effective. It was quite effective. But I would not have, to Josh's point, we had 10 people, I think, and 10 people is not going to be very effective for very long.
Yeah, I mean, Heidi Helfman wrote a book called Dynamic Reteaming. And
yep.
In these particular situations, we're doing a lot of that, versus just a single static team, which is nothing wrong with that either, right? A 4-person mob, it can be fantastic. You're just going to deal with different situations.